whenever we decide to do that later tonight, followed by the pound key.
Oh, it's been a rough day, brother. I'm trying, man. I
could cut you some slack, but that wouldn't be Boone-like of me, so
no, of course
talk
not.
normally, you fucking... No, I'm just kidding.
Let's talk about... What do you want to talk about? I guess we've got to start at Saturday night with Ring of Honor in New York City. I was down there, and then we'll talk about Monday Night Raw, and then we've got some rumors, stuff to talk about. Bret Hart to WWE rumors. Hell in a Cell is this Sunday. Like I said, the SmackDown 10th anniversary is tonight in Boston. Lots of stuff.
Kimbo on tomorrow night on The Ultimate Fighter. Kimbo Slice Fights. That's worthy of a mention, at least.
That's right. Tomorrow night we've got Kimbo on, so we'll have to. That'll be interesting because I think he's fighting like the biggest guy on the show, right?
He's fighting Roy Big Country Nelson, who's a former IFL heavyweight champion, and I can't say everybody's saying he's the best fighter in the house, but there's no way to know that yet. And usually the guys that are the good fighters that go into the season ended up not performing, like Mike Whitehead on his season. He was supposed to be the Terminator, and then he got beat up by a blown-up 205 or so. You never know. And but yeah, it's a big fight. Yeah, it's going to be the biggest Ultimate Fighter probably in history, as far as ratings.
So that is tomorrow night on Spike TV, a show that is drawing huge ratings. I think they drew like a 2.2 last week, which is
they debuted with a 2.9 for the first episode. Last week was the second episode. It went to 2.2, but that was expected because that first week was just a shocking number that nobody expected. And they had the Ultimate Fight Night.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're coming off a live show, you know what I mean?
Well, the live show did half the rating the Ultimate Fighter did, so it's definitely all Kimbo drawing this crowd. So if he wins tomorrow night, then the season will get bigger, the ratings will get bigger for a second fight, but if he loses, the ratings could just plummet because that could be the only interest was Kimbo. But if they lose, they get to stay in the house, so he'd still be on the show, he just wouldn't be fighting anymore. So
that's what I was just going to bring that up. I mean, you noted that to me last week or whatever it was, where if he loses, like you said, he still gets to stay in the house. So it's not like he's going to be off. It's not like he's going to be off TV on a weekly basis. He'll still be there inside the house. And plus, a lot of the stuff in the house is a lot more entertaining than the fights themselves.
Well, that I was going to say. If Kimbo did draw this huge audience, I'm sure a lot of them, even if they only came strictly for Kimbo, are entertained enough by Rampage and Rashad going at it every week and verbal wars that maybe they'll stick around and see what happens.
Hey, let me just say this. Swax won in the chat room. Remember a few weeks ago he won a SmackDown versus Raw video game. He sent me an email. Apparently he sent two, and one of them got lost. But I do have your email. I see him in the chat room. He says Ryan Clark is a freaking fraud when it comes to prize giveaways. I got it right here, man. It's sitting right here on the table. I will get that out to you. No fraud, no Ryan Clark, WZR Radio fraud. I promise you, I'll get that out. I got your email.
Yeah, I can vouch for you there. You've given away a bunch of games in the past, so I know you have no reason not to this time, and I know you've got a bunch of them because they send them to us all the time. So
right,
you'll get it for me.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to get up to the post office. You know what I mean? But I will definitely, now that you've called me out in the live chat room on a Tuesday night. And our feature presentation with the radio show, I've got to send it to you. Feature presentation.
Look at you with feature presentation. Like a movie's about to start or something.
Yeah, baby. So I'll get that out to you at some point, maybe this week. Maybe not.
Are you kidding me? Again?
In the chat room, huh?
Yeah. I'm not even coming back this time. Screw it.
I'll be in there. Hey, let's talk about. I'll talk about it. Ring of Honor.
I didn't even read the report, dude, so this is all you. I've got nothing to add here.
All right, well, I'll make it quick, short and sweet, you know what I mean? I'll just run down the matches here with my input. Overall, top to bottom, it was a great show. I've been to Ring of Honor shows in New York City. I've been down. I mean, the venue, you've got, it's in the Manhattan Center. You had, the Hammerstein Ballroom is downstairs, and they had a rave with, I can't remember who it was, DJ Green Lantern or somebody like that, who was downstairs in the ballroom.
Real quick, just so I have something to say during this segment. You know, DJ Green Lantern used to work for Brian. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, Eminem's old DJ, yeah.
Right, wow.
Sorry, keep going.
I mean, what'd he do?
Brian paid him to do some, he needed some music for something, some commercial or something, so that DJ Green Lantern produced some beat for him to use.
All right. Well, they were downstairs. They had a big rave. Went till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Techno lights, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, glow.
So the problem is the grand ballroom is upstairs, and you got to walk up 7 stories. No elevator, nothing like that. You have to walk up 7 stories floors, which was horrible. But and the venue itself, the grand ballroom, it's not the Hammerstein Ballroom. You know what I mean? And that's the first time I'd ever been in the grand ballroom. So
is it better?
It was loud. Well, it holds less people. I mean, the ballroom can probably hold 3,000 people, 2,500, 3,000.
Yeah, it looks nicer too because I've seen a video of Jim Cornette, which
right.
I guess that's a spoiler I just gave when you have to get to it. My apologies, but yeah, I saw a video and it didn't look as nice at the Manhattan Center as far as the setup.
Yeah, it was nuts. You hear me lighting a cig there? You caught me.
Do what?
No, you caught me. There was dead air there for a second as I lit my cigarette, which...
Oh.
Don't
my
smoke.
sincerest.
Bad habit. God, cigarette smoking today is on an all-time new level in Albany, New York at the Ryan Clark residence. You know what I'm saying?
What, you going to preach? What, do we got Reverend Al Sharpton on the show right now? You got to preach to the kids about education and smoking and all that crazy? What happened to Ring of Honor?
Yeah,
I
know. I'm going back to my bad day, my extremely bad day, which requires
big deal.
a lot of cigarettes when you get stressed out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I'm puffing away at myself over here because I smoke too, and I'm not proud of it either. Yeah.
Yes, don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke. All right. So the grand ballroom, we had between probably 1,200, 1,500 people in the grand ballroom upstairs. Hot crowd, just an awesome crowd. No kids. I mean, it was amazing just to look around and see I mean, it was just a completely different, like a diehard, old school ECW crowd with a vulgar chants.
I was going to ask you, how different was it? Because within 3 days, you went to a hardcore ROH fan show, and there's 20-something-year-olds drinking and chanting and being rude, and then you go the next night to Raw, where there's 5,000 of the people in the building probably are under the age of 12 and have little John Cena T-shirts on. And I bet that was quite a difference going from Ring of Honor in New York City to Raw in Albany,
Oh my God, man! I went with Dave down in New York City. Dave and his girlfriend. And,
yeah, we heard last night he bought you a beer. Good guy.
He did. He bought me 2 beers, to be honest with you, before we took off. Couldn't drink up that much last night because we had to drive home. Hey,
there he is.
We've got a call coming in. So you know what? I've got to take this real quick and
dead air
there, and we'll come back in 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
I wonder if they can still hear me. I'm almost positive they can't, but I'm going to sit here and jibber-jabber while we wait just in case they can. Here's an old favorite of mine. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, no, P.
And we're back. Not bad.
Quick.
I made that quick, right?
Yes, wasn't too bad.
Well,
I was thinking the ABCs over here just in case they could hear me, so they had.
Well, we got some good news here. So you know what? We are live, baby, live on WZR. Yeah. We're perked up now, baby. No, we're.
Can you believe this, man? I still haven't even got the chat room closed yet. It's not even closed yet. Come on, man.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I use this Netscape or whatever it is for the chat, and I seem to. It goes for a while. I don't know if any of you guys got Netscape or Firefox or anything. You know what? Let's not even talk about it because next week we're going to have a brand new chat.
Yes.
It's the last time you'll have to deal with this, what we call it, asshole of a chat or whatever.
The thing in between the cheeks that's round. Yeah.
Round.
That's the PG way of calling someone an asshole. I learned that last night.
That was all right, man. Come on, that was good. We'll save that for a while. Anyway, all right, back to Ring of Honor. So we had Colt Cabana over Rhett Titus. Rhett Titus has got just an awesome. It's basically a gay gimmick. You know what I mean? Where he just for comedy, but
that crowd's got a shit all over that. No.
Oh God, lots of excuse my language here, not that we care anymore anyway, but lots of "you suck dick" chants, things like that,
So all the old Francine chants worked just fine for Mr. Titus.
Oh, man, and it went on all night. I mean, that crowd was just, I think the wrestling, the the wrestling is just, it's not like you're used to seeing in WWE. If you've never seen Ring of Honor, it's just a completely...
Let me ask you, is it kind of like the X Division in TNA? I mean, what is it like?
Right. Well, it's not, I mean, they just let the guys go out there. Of course, the finishes are scripted.
Longer matches, yeah.
But I mean, they just let them go out there and bust ass, you know what I mean? And when you've got guys that are able to do that, that don't have, that aren't held down with what is going to be planned out in the ring, like WWE. I mean, match by match, move by move.
Yeah. Plus, you only get like 4 matches in WWE unless it's a non-TV house show or something. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, you were flipping out over that Dragon Gate show about how great the wrestling was. And now you've been to Ring of Honor. Oh, you've been to it before, but you just said Ring of Honor is the best wrestling. Is it better than the Dragon Gate stuff, or is it different in any way? Is it pretty much the same kind of stuff, or what?
I've never been to a Dragon Gate show, but I ordered it. It was on pay-per-view, and I watched a live stream. So I couldn't. I mean, as far as the crowd is concerned.
No. As far as the wrestling, you were talking about how Ring of Honor is a very different wrestling product than you're used to.
No. That's a diehard crowd too. That Dragon Gate USA stuff is another diehard crowd with the wrestling. I mean, the wrestling was off the hook. I would say the Dragon Gate show that I watched on pay-per-view, of course, that was pre-taped. That wasn't live, and they edited it in matches to make it look like it was a full pay-per-view. So they picked the best matches and put them on pay-per-view. But, man, I'll tell you what, that was one of the best shows that I had ever seen was that Dragon Gate pay-per-view. Of course,
that's what I keep hearing. You gave me a link to some stream to watch it on. I tried it for like 2 seconds. It just looked like a high school gym with literally 12-year-olds, like skinny, small 12-year-olds, and I was like, I can't watch it. It looked like, when I tuned in, it was like a bunch of stunt moves from a movie or something. It just looked corny as hell, so I didn't make it, but not everybody likes that. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, just to be in the Grand Ballroom with that crowd, and I think that's part of the reason that I go, not just because of the wrestling, but because of that crowd. It's just like an ECW.
Like a cult.
Oh, yeah, it's just a cult of fans that go from, I mean, these guys came in from Chicago. They take the train. They had buses lined out outside the arena. I mean, these guys are coming from all over the place. And granted, I know it was Danielson and McGuinness last night with the company, and everybody wanted to see that. But this isn't, I mean, this happens all the time where there's bus trips and train trips and all that.
It's amazingly geeky, yes.
Well, it's you know what.
Would you sit on a bus for 10 hours to see Ring of Honor?
Well, no, I've got a car, so.
Well, if you didn't, I'm saying.
Well, probably not.
There you go.
Not, but it's like I know you're not the biggest wrestling fan. You know what I mean? And
you keep saying that. You keep saying that.
I know, but I think you would dig the crowd. Is what I'm trying to. Maybe not the wrestling, whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, I just think. If you got in that arena and you got a couple beers in you and that crowd was just, I mean, it's always the same way. It's just that die hard. I think you get into it, man.
But that's what you're not understanding is, okay, maybe if I was there, I would enjoy the crowd, but they got to get me there, and nothing in wrestling right now intrigues me enough that I would go buy a ticket for it. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm there and, I could magically push a button and be in my seat